Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a very fun little get ready with me. This is a very like chit chat kind of get ready with me. I'm trying all brand new products. A lot of these are PR products that I've received recently. I'm starting to get so much makeup sent to me, it's kind of hard to do reviews on everything. So I thought this would be a good way to kind of show you guys what I think about these products. So if you guys want to see me do this full face using all brand new products, keep on watching. Alright, so real quick, I'm just going to start with my skincare regimen. So I'm going to apply my serum, my moisturizer, eye cream, and my lip balm. So if you guys missed it, I did just post my full skincare routine, and I will list that above in case you want to see which products I'm using. Okay, so we're going to begin with a primer, and I have two primers that I'm going to be using. These are both ones I have not tried yet. So the first one is from Amazing Cosmetics, and this is called the Line Smoother Primer. So this primer, it says on the instructions on here that you're supposed to apply this with the roller ball tip twice daily under the eyes, around the mouth, and between the brows. So that's interesting. I'm obviously not going to use it twice a day, but I will definitely give this a try. So we're supposed to, it has like 3 little roller balls, and then in the middle there is where the product dispenses. So there's like a little hole for it to dispense from. So interesting. So I'm just going to squeeze it so some product comes up, and then you're supposed to use the roller to roll it in. Feels nice. So we're supposed to do underneath the eye. This is really weird. And then I'll squeeze a little bit more. I'm going to do it between the brows like it said. I get really dry there usually, which is weird because I'm combo skin and my T-zone is oily, but just between my brows I get dry. It's kind of not wanting to absorb there. Sorry, I'm using my viewfinder as my mirror right now. I have a mirror on the floor, I just don't want to pick it up yet. It feels strange, like the texture of the product, around the mouth too. The texture of the product, it feels like a silicone primer, like really like thick kind of, and you have to like press it in or it balls up kind of a feeling. I don't mind it for under the eyes, but it feels weird between my brows. I think it's probably because I'm dry there. Okay, so that's the first one. We'll see how well the makeup applies to that. And then the other primer that I'm going to be using for the rest of my face is this Smashbox Photo Finish Radiance Primer. This is another one I have not tried yet, so I'm just going to squirt a little on the back of my hand and then rub it in. I've owned a lot of these Smashbox primers in the past, and I've never been a big fan of them. Even though they are the top selling primers that we carry at Sephora, I don't know why, they've never really worked well for my skin. I always feel like they kind of sit on top and they don't work well with my other products. They almost like ball up on me. I like the texture of this one. It feels more like a hydrating primer. As you can see, it's adding a little radiance, but it's not like crazy shine, which is good for my skin because I don't like primers that are too much shine. This actually reminds me so far a little bit of the Becca Backlight Primer, which is one of my all-time favorite primers. So far, just from first impressions, that's not bad at all. So yeah, these first impressions, get ready with me. These can be dangerous sometimes because you never know how products are going to react together, and when you're trying all brand new products, sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, so next I have for foundation, the only new foundation I have to try out is this one from Etude House. So Etude House, if you're not familiar, they are a Korean brand. They actually have like physical brick and mortar stores, but you can also buy them online. So I had a company called W2 Beauty send this to me. They actually sent me a whole box full of products, all from the brand Etude House. So the brand is Etude House, but it came from a site called W2 Beauty, which I will link their site down below. They sent me a bunch of skincare, a bunch of face products, so I am actually going to be using a couple face products from what they sent me today for this trial today. But the reason they let me pick out a few items. The reason I picked this foundation, which is, by the way, called the Double Lasting Foundation, the reason I picked this is because I watched a bunch of YouTube videos to see what products were the best ones from Etude House, because I've heard of it, but I've never tried anything. And a lot of people were saying that this foundation is a dupe for the Estee Lauder Double Wear, which is you guys know, one of my favorite foundations. So I went ahead and picked this out. I have no idea if I got the right shade or not, so we're gonna hopefully it is. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna put a little on the back of my hand here, and then I'm gonna use my little L'Oreal sponge. Oh, I like the shade. That's a good shade for me, I think. It smells floral-y, which is odd. It has like a rosy scent to it. It's not really blending into my skin. I feel like it's just sitting right on top of my skin. Even with this sponge, I can't get it to blend in. Do you guys see that? It feels like it's just sitting on top. Let me try my cheeks. My chin is a little dry right now, so let's try my cheeks. Maybe it's that dryness that it's wanting to stick to. That's the only tricky part about trying all new products. You don't know when a product isn't working if it's because of the mixture of products you're using or if it's that product, you know? Like it could be because of the primer, you know, or maybe the sponge. Maybe I need to use a brush to apply it. It's not too bad, actually. I'm gonna keep applying this. By the way, Etude House is a very affordable brand as well. So as I mentioned, I'll link the site down below in case you guys wanna check this out, but it's basically like a, I would compare it to like a Korean ColourPop. Like they have some really good hits and some misses as well, but for the price, it's like, you know, drugstore Korean brand. And I really like the smell of this. It smells nice. It's like, it's floral, but it's a nice, like, light floral, not like overwhelming floral. And normally I don't like scented foundation, but this is a nice scent. Honestly, it's not bad. It's not bad for an affordable foundation. So it's not accentuating any of my fine lines or wrinkles, and it actually gave me pretty decent coverage. So I am pretty impressed with that foundation, you guys. We'll see how it wears though. That's the real challenge or test. So I'll give you guys updates on that later on. So I don't really have a new concealer that I haven't tried yet, but I do have this one from Amazing Cosmetics that's pretty new. I've been testing it this last week, so I have tried this, but I'll go ahead and apply it for you guys today because it's like my newest one, and I am still trying to kind of get an opinion on it, but I'll tell you guys so far my impressions of this is definitely, it's very pigmented, so a little goes a long way. So I'm only gonna put a teeny tiny little bit on the back of my hand here because I know I don't need very much on this, and I'm going to use the same, just dumped that box, I'm going to use the same sponge to blend this out. It's a very thick texture, and normally I don't like that, but with this one, even though it's thick, I haven't noticed it creasing or really accentuating lines or wrinkles, and it's giving a good amount of coverage. So far, the texture threw me off a bit, I have to admit. At first I was like, ooh, I don't think I like this because of the texture, but the more I use it, the more I'm like, okay, maybe this is good. So I'm still kind of trying to decide. I wish I had a color just a little lighter than what I have, because I feel like this color matches my skin really, really well, but it's almost too perfect of a match, and I'd like it to be a little lighter to brighten more. Just like a half shade lighter would be good. So yeah, as you guys can see, like it gives good coverage, but it's not really settling into my lines. Like I have lines on this eye usually is where they're the worst, but pretty good. I always have that darkness right here that shows through unless I color correct, which I didn't want to do today. But so I don't have a lid primer that's new, so I'm just gonna dot this on my lid as well to prime with because I already had a lot on there. So far I'm liking everything I've been using. This is a good start. So next I have a powder to try out. This is from Kiss New York Professional. I got this through Octoly. It just arrived, but I wanted to try it, so I thought I would include it in this video. So this is actually a yellow colored powder. It's for brightening. So we're gonna put that underneath my eyes and see if we can brighten up a little bit more, since that other concealer I used is a little darker than I wanted it to be. So I just like to dump a little bit into the lid, and I'll use this little Sephora Collection brush number 79, and I'm just gonna tap that underneath my eye. Woo! You guys, that is too dark. Whoa, that is way too dark. Okay, well, I'm gonna go a lot lighter handed with it on this side because I thought maybe I could put a little bit more. All right, I'm gonna use a tiny bit of this to set my eyelids real quick before those start creasing on me, because this this will crease if I leave it. See, that's the thing when you're trying new products, sometimes you're not sure how to use a product. I thought that would be a little bit more translucent, but it is quite yellow. So definitely if you're gonna be using that, go very light-handed unless you're more of a medium skin tone. But on my skin, that was a little too dark. So I'm gonna actually take my face setting powder, the Graftobian. This I also have been trying this week, but this is fairly new for me too. This is just their coconut cream translucent setting powder. It's honestly very similar to the HD powder from Makeup Forever. That's really what it reminds me of. Maybe not as silky, like if you've ever felt the HD one, it has that really like slippery, silky feeling. It's not quite as intense as that one, but very similar. Actually, maybe even more similar to like the RCMA powder. And honestly, I could have used this everywhere, but I really wanted to try the yellow powder. Glad I tried it, but I think I got a little too heavy-handed on this side. So I'm gonna try to buff it out a bit with this clear powder. Well, it's not too bad so far. I'm gonna pull my hair up though because it's driving me nuts. Okay, so now that I have that on, I'm gonna quickly do my brows. And this is another product that I have been trying a little bit, but it's still very new for me. So this is from Maybelline. This is the Brow Precise Brow Pencil. I lost the lid for this side already. And what shade do I have? I think I have taupe. Where does it say? It doesn't say on here. That's weird, but I think I have the shade taupe or blonde or something like that. Anyways, I have been using it this week, and so far I really like it. It does remind me a lot of the Brow Wiz. I don't know, I like it. I think it's good. I'm not sure if I'm ready to replace my Brow Wiz with this, but I definitely don't mind this one. The color is definitely a lot less warm as what I use, because I usually use the caramel shade from Anastasia. I don't know if I'm really loving that shade anymore. I'm thinking about switching shades. All right, so I'm gonna skip forward for this because you guys don't need to see the whole thing. I don't know, I'm struggling with this pencil this morning. I'm not sure what's going on, but I just can't get it to move on to the eyes actually. So I have a couple different products that we're gonna be trying out. This first one is from YSL. This is called the Eye Duo Smoker, and I have the shade number 4 Smoky Burgundy. This also came from Octoly, by the way. So it's a double-ended, like chubby eyeshadow stick. One side is a matte burgundy, very, very pigmented and creamy, by the way. And the other side is this really pretty shimmery, almost like a lighter lavender-ish shade. That's what that looks like. So I'm going to try to incorporate that in. But I also have this eyeshadow palette from Coastal Scents. They sent this to me quite a while ago, you guys. And I think you guys, if you watch my Shop My Stashes, you'll remember. I had this in my last rotation and I kept it for this one because I said I hadn't got a lot of time like working with it. So far I have not completed a full look using this. I always will like use 1 or 2 shades from this to incorporate it in another look. But I thought today I'm just going to work with these 2 products and create a full look because I really need to try these out a little bit more and see what I think. And since this color of this really works with this palette, I thought that'd be a good one to use together. So what I think I want to do is just use the lighter shade from the stick on the inner corner and then basically complete the rest of my look using this guy here. So I'm going to start with this this shade here. I don't remember the names of all these shades, but this one here is a satin finish, kind of a taupey color, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade because I don't really have a good transition shade in here. And I'm just going to go ahead and work that into my outer corner and then my crease to start kind of creating some dimension on my eye. My eye is extra hooded today because I'm a little dehydrated. Yesterday was so hot, it got up to 97 here. And even though I was drinking water like crazy, I definitely woke up feeling dehydrated this morning. So my eyes are a little extra puffy. I even did a eye depuffing mask and I still feel like they look really puffy today. All right, so far these are applying pretty smooth, pigmented. Blending is okay. I always have that gap right there because of that stupid wrinkle in my eye. I need 1 extra hand. I need 3 hands to do this right. I have to pull my eye up to get product on that part of my eye where it looks like I have a gap. Having a hooded eye is such a pain in the butt, you guys. If I had the money to, I would honestly consider getting plastic surgery to remove some of the excess skin I have on my eyelid because all this extra skin right here, it just drives me crazy. It's in the way. And when I have a client come in that has like a perfectly taut eye with no hood. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. And it's so easy to do an eye look. Like, you know, we have a 45 minutes to an hour to do a custom makeover, and usually for my eyes I spend like 30 just doing my eyes. But when I have a client come in who's young and has like perfect eyelids, it takes me like 10 minutes to do their eyes, and I'm like, ah, I wish. And it comes out looking out, or turns out looking so much better than mine do, even though I spend so much time on them. So do all that work to make it look nice, and then I put my eye down and it's like, where'd it go? All right, so now that I have that kind of blending shade down, we're obviously going for a purple look because that's basically all that I have in this palette and with that eye stick that I have. So I'm gonna incorporate just a little warmth by using this warm toned brown in a little bit more directly into my crease, just so it doesn't turn out to be too purple and cool. I'm just gonna work a little bit of that in to warm it up a tiny bit. I'm just gonna focus this a little bit more closely. My camera stopped recording randomly, so hopefully you guys didn't miss too much. I'm just working that orangey brown shade right now into my eye look. So the reason I decided to film this Get Ready With Me today, I've had a lot of requests for tutorials. I don't do them often. I do have a playlist, so if you do want to see more tutorials from me, I'll link that playlist for you guys. Actually, I'll link it up here. But leave me some comments and let me know if you'd like to see more. The reason I don't do very many of them is just because usually when I do a tutorial, they don't get as many views. So I kind of stopped doing them. But if you'd like to see me do more, let me know. I'm going to take that same orangey brown and I'm just going to run that on my lower lash line using this e.l.f. pencil brush. I like when I'm doing a cool look, I like to incorporate a little warmth so it's not too heavy of a cool look. Yeah, I really like those shades so far together. They look kind of cool. All right, next I want to, you know what I'm gonna do next? I'm actually gonna apply that purpley shade on the inner corner of my eye because I want to see how that shade turns up on my eye before I decide which colors to pair with it, because I know I want to use that. So I'm just gonna put it on the first 1/3. Very soft. Like, you have to go really gentle with it, otherwise it kind of breaks because it's so soft. So yeah, I'm just putting it right there in that inner first 1/3 of my eye. Okay, so that's a really pretty, very light purple shimmer. So I think I want to take this more kind of cranberry purple right here and put that on the rest of my lid. And I'm just using this little Tarte shader brush, and I'm just gonna press that right onto the center of my eyelid. It's almost like a reddish purple. That applied weird. Do you guys see that? Like, it just applied strange. It's almost like chunky right there. Maybe it's the brush I'm using for this eyeshadow. Let me try my finger on the other eye. That's weird. All right, so I'm gonna use my finger on the other eye and see if that applies any better. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Okay, so for these Coastal Scents more metallic shades, definitely use your finger because that other one just turned out looking chunky and patchy. So I don't know if I really like that eyeshadow. The pigmentation's weird on that. All right, I'm gonna get a blending brush and try to smooth this out a little bit. Well, it blends good though, that's good. Okay, that's softening it up a little bit. Ooh, I can honestly say I'm really not a fan of that particular eyeshadow. The matte ones from that Coastal Scents palette seem to be performing fairly well, but that shimmery eyeshadow, it just looks patchy and chunky. I'm gonna get real close so you guys can see better. It just looks patchy and chunky, and when I blend it, it's not really helping. It's almost blending it away. Do you see that? I don't know, guys. I like the YSL inner corner color though. That's really pretty. I feel like that shade I just put on just kind of ruined the whole eye look that was going kind of well, and then all of a sudden it was like, I'm just gonna build it back up where I lost some color. That just like aged my eyelids. My eyes look even older. Ugh, not a good look. I'm just softening up the edges a bit, taking that first color and just softening it up a bit. But yeah, that's not good. All right, well, I'm gonna take a little smaller blending brush. This is a Sigma E25. I'm gonna use this darker purple right here and hopefully try to deepen up the outer corner a bit, and maybe that'll pull it together. That's what I'm hoping, is that if I deepen it up, it'll look a little better. Well, hopefully lashes and liner will pull this look together because I really don't like that. That cranberry shade I put on the lid, I feel like just kind of ruined the whole look. It's just a patchy color. That's what it is. It's just patchy. Okay, so next, for liner, I don't have a new black, I don't have a new liquid liner to use, so I'm just going to use my Physicians Formula one that I always use, and I'm going to do a quick wing liner. I also don't have a new liner, like a regular liner, and so I'm going to go ahead and use my Urban Decay 24/7 liner in Mushroom for my lower lash line real quick. Okay, that helped a little bit. I still feel like it looks a little patchy, but we're gonna roll with it. So next I'm going to go ahead and just apply a lash primer. This is a new one I've been trying out from Lancome. This is the Seals Booster XL. So far I like it. It's definitely not my favorite. I still really prefer the Opening Act from Tarte, but this is a really close second. So I'm gonna apply this real quick. You know, I think I would like to try some more of those Coastal Scents Hot Pots, but I'd like to get more matte shades. They sent me almost all metallic shades, and I think I like the performance so far of the matte ones a lot better. But next I'm going to do mascara, and this is one I have not tried yet. This is the Voluminous Manga Rock. Oh, I don't like the brush. There's no bristles on this. Oh my gosh, you guys. So it's one of those like really like plastic brushes, which I always hate, but there's literally no bristles. Like, what is this going to do to my lashes? It's like a paddle. Oh my god. Let's try it. Let's see what it does. Oh my god, I'm nervous. Oh my god, look how freaking clumpy it's getting already. What? Because there's no bristles to straighten it out, so you're literally just like coating layers of mascara. Maybe if I turn it? No, that's worse. Okay. Well, that is definitely going straight in the garbage. That's horrible. I'm gonna grab this real quick. This is the Maybelline Colossal Big Shot to try to fix this real quick because my lashes feel like they're all stuck together and sticky. I need something to separate them back out. Oh my god, that was so bad. That was so bad, you guys. There was not one bristle on that thing. It was like a paddle. Well, now I know why I found that on clearance. Sometimes it makes me wonder if companies are trying these products before they put them out for sale, because that was awful. Like, even before I applied it, looking at the actual packaging, I was like, there's no way this is going to be good. Oh man, that was really bad. Have you guys tried that one before? That was awful. This one is not new, by the way. I've been using this a little bit. I actually really like it. I think every single Maybelline mascara I've tried I really like. I thought I would like that last one because it's from L'Oreal Voluminous line, which I really like the Voluminous mascara, but I salvaged the lashes, and the look is not bad. It's not my favorite look that I've come up with, but it's not bad. Okay, now we're going to do some contouring, and as I mentioned, I had a few more Etude House products to try. This is their little contouring palette. I think it came in 2 shades, and I want to say, yeah, I got number 2, which is called Pink Brown. This is what it looks like. It looks like the little Smashbox ones. You have a highlighter here that has a little shimmer to it. There is a very warm toned bronzer here, and then a more cool toned. I'm going to go with this cool toned one, and I'm going to use that to contour slightly with. So I'm going to pick up my little MAC contouring brush here. That's nice. Oh wow. That's a nice shade. I like that shade a lot. I'm quite impressed with this Etude House product so far. I wish we had one here. Okay, that might be a little too muddy for bronzing my forehead, so I'm going to use the warmer shade for my forehead. I'm just going to contour my jawline real quick with this darker, cooler tone. I'm going to grab a fluffier face brush here to do my forehead with this warmer tone. That's much better. Yeah, I was looking a little muddy for bronzing the forehead, but I really like that shade for contour. I'm impressed. I really like that palette. Okay, I'm not going to use the highlighter in there because I have a different highlighter that I want to try out. But next I want to actually apply blush, and this is from Pretty Vulgar. This is one I've been testing a little bit as well. This is in the shade Make Them Blush. It's kind of a rosy shade. I'm going to grab my blush brush here. It's a very neutral shade though. I feel like it goes with most every look. And then for highlight, I still haven't tried this yet, so we are going to be using the Kat Von D Alchemist palette, and I don't know what shade do I want to do. I think I'm going to play it safe and do the pink opal shade, which is the bottom shade in this palette. I'm going to be trying out this new brush that I got from Crown Brush. This actually came from Octoly. It was in the Sparkle like subscription box. It came with a bunch of different products, but this brush was one I was excited to try out. So I'm just gonna lightly get some product, tap off my excess. I like this brush. The brush is good. So after I'm done here, I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese with the kids. So I'm gonna be rocking a full face of makeup to Chuck E. Cheese today. I always feel like the other parents probably look at me when I'm crazy when I go out with a full face like this to like Chuck E. Cheese, or I go grocery shopping sometimes afterwards, and I'm like, very subtle. That highlight's quite subtle. I thought it would be a little bit more intense, but it's very subtle. Maybe it's the brush I'm using, but I like it like that. So we're gonna go with that. Okay, so far I'm really enjoying the way this look is coming together. Alright, last but not least, we have lips, and I have this little set from Ofra. These are the liquid lips. They just started selling these in sets, trio sets, so it's a little bit more affordable because you can buy them for a discount in a trio. So this one is called the Nudes Lip Set, and I did get this through Octoly again, by the way. A lot of the stuff that I'm showing you guys I did get in PR. It's stuff I've been meaning to try. So the shades in here are Dubai, and then I also have the shade Manila, and then the last one is called Bel Air. I feel like with the look I have going today, I'm gonna go with the more pinky nude shade, and we'll save the more brownie nudes for a different look. I have tried the Ofra Liquid Lips formula before, and I do like it. I think I got one in like a BoxyCharm one time. It's a lot more like a moussey consistency, so it's not as drying, but it still can be drying, you guys know. It's a liquid lipstick, let's be honest. So it looked a lot more pink in the tube, but it's going on quite more like a warm nude, which is fine. It's still pretty. Oh, it smells so good. It smells like vanilla cake, you guys. We had cake at work the last like 3 days, and it looked so good. They got these huge sheet cakes, and I was so good I didn't eat any of it. I was tempted. I was very tempted. Okay, that is the completed look, you guys. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching this little get ready with me using all new products, kind of like a first impressions. And if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. If you want to see any like update reviews on any of these products, let me know, or just keep watching my Shop My Stash videos where I do a lot of reviews on new products I've been trying. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video today, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!